Hello there, Brad Johnson from johnson.audio. I am here to talk to you today about the fallacy of writer's block. Stop lying to yourself. So, writer's block is something that I have succumbed to many times over. It is something that I know that every single writer out there, every single musician, you name it, anybody in the creative field has experienced writer's block. It is that feeling to where you think that you will never be able to write anything ever again. Nothing good will ever come out of you. If you've ever written something before, you're a one-trick pony, or it was just a miracle. I have been paralyzed by writer's block for months on end, maybe parts of my life, I could say even by a year. And it's easy to just kind of think, oh, I'm just not inspired. I'm just not feeling creative today. I'm just, maybe not fit to actually be a songwriter or a writer or whatever it is that you're doing that's creative. Well, I'm here to tell you today that writer's block is an absolute lie. We think that we're just going to be struck by inspiration, that our best ideas are just going to come to us in a dream in the night, or after maybe going on a nice nature walk or whatever it is. And yes, you might get great ideas through those things, but your best ideas and your best work are going to come through repetitive action. So if you're not sitting down every day writing out in a notebook, or grabbing your guitar and just strumming and playing, or doing whatever it is that you do just on a regular basis, you're always going to be in a state of writer's block. It's a muscle that you have to exercise. I mean, even with this video, it took me a long time to actually start this channel and to try to be consistent with it, because I wanted to think of how to do everything perfectly. I wanted to have the perfect video. I wanted to have the perfect things to say and make sure that all my messages were landing, and that I was confident in front of the camera and I was articulating all my words. And you know what? I didn't get anything done. I just sat there and thought about what I wanted to do, or how good it was going to be once I figured out all these other pieces, instead of just moving forward and flexing the muscle. And as you can see now with these videos, I am sitting in my kitchen. I'm speaking into a laptop. I have good microphones and stuff upstairs in my studio, but I don't want to have to set everything up, because if I have to sit there and set everything up perfectly and try to capture the best sound, and then try to go and edit everything and make everything just nice and smooth and great, I probably wouldn't actually do this. I wouldn't be here trying to share things that I've learned with you, because I'd be so wrapped up in the perfectionist part of me, which is also best friends with writer's block. Perfectionism, when you say, I am a perfectionist, what you are actually saying is, I am so concerned about how I'm going to appear in front of you, so I'm going to try to make every piece right before I release anything. And guess what? You don't release anything. You sit there and you think about it. Or you might start something, but you never finish it. And so I'm here to tell you that most people are experiencing writer's block, and most people are defeated by writer's block. They actually don't do anything. And I'm here to encourage you to just get out there and just do it. Just write in your journal. I've spoken in a previous video about how to write a good song, and good songs come from just repetition. Just keep writing, and you will discover gold. Inspiration hits after you've already started. And so you just have to continue. You just got to go. And you know what? If you're feeling like, oh shoot, this is me, I've been using writer's block and perfectionism as an excuse, welcome to the club. I do it all the time. Everybody does it. You are not alone in this. This is something that every creative struggles with. So the best way to just kill writer's block is with action. It's the easiest way to do it. I have to constantly remind myself of that every single day. And, it's a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong process, a lifelong battle. If you really want to know that I am not just talking out my butt here about writer's block and procrastination, there's an awesome book that I highly recommend that you pick up and read by Steven Pressfield. It is called The War of Art. In this book, he talks about writer's block, procrastination, and how to beat it, but it's written in such a short, succinct way that you'll just pick it up, you read a page, you get a nugget, it'll inspire you, it'll kick you in the butt, it'll make you feel like, okay, this isn't a struggle that is unique to me. I can beat this, I can move forward, I can write more songs, I can release more songs. I do not have to worry about perfectionism, about writer's block. Because guess what? That song that you're working on, that book you're working on, that play you're working on, anything that you're working on, if you're a creative, most likely when you finish it, nobody's going to hear it. Nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to pay any attention to it. And you're going to get super down on yourself because you spent all this time and then now nobody seems to care. But if you're constantly outputting material, you're going to be out there so much that people aren't going to be able to ignore you. It's easy to ignore one piece. It's easy to ignore two pieces. It's easy to ignore three pieces. But once you release 10, 20, 30, 40, it becomes a lot harder to ignore you. People might not necessarily like what you're doing. People might love what you're doing. People may not check out everything that you do, but they know you're doing it. And that awareness is going to bring people into your world and into your art. So I really highly encourage you to go out and just write. Know that writer's block is, think of writer's block as like the external enemy. You know, perfectionism is a person that is against you. Think of it that way. So every time you think, oh, I'm a perfectionist, no, that is a force going against you, trying to keep you from exercising your creative genius and bringing music that you're proud of out into the world. Next time you think, I'm just experiencing writer's block, I have to, I just have to wait for that inspiration to speak. That is a force working against you, making it so you aren't able to take that creative genius out into the world. So another thing that I would love to just kind of touch on that I've experienced with songwriters and myself included is they think, oh, I need to go out on a writer's retreat. I need to go out into, seclusion and find my muse. And, I feel like, yes, there's a time and place, I guess you can do that. If you're in a regular rhythm, it's good to break off from just, the day-to-day and go and write and do your thing. But if that's the only time you plan on writing, I hate to tell you, but you're going to go out into the woods, you're going to go out into the wilderness, and guess what? You're going to have writer's block. You're going to feel that perfectionist spirit in you, and you're just going to have a nice little secluded vacation, and you're probably going to come back with not that much. So you don't find your muse, muse finds you. Muse finds you in the middle of your work. And in the book, Steven Pressfield talks a little bit about that, and it's pretty fascinating what he has to say. So I'm not even going to try to even recap the things that he says, because he says it way better than I could say it. I just highly recommend that you pick up that book. I'll actually leave a link below to a place where you can buy that book. It's super cheap. I highly recommend it. It's really a fast read, but it's a really highly potent read. And so it'll definitely encourage you and get you through writer's block and perfectionism. So I would love to hear your struggles with this. I would love to hear that maybe this inspired you to just start, getting off the, that mentality that you have to be inspired to write, and that writing is something that only happens in moments of inspiration. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this actually touched a chord with you or not. I just want to encourage you that it is a craft, that it's something like anything else in this life. It takes practice. You're not just going to come out the gate swinging with the number one song right from the start. Maybe you will, I don't know, but most likely 99% of the time you're not. It's going to come through repetition and writing and writing and writing. Every single overnight success that you see happened from years and years of trying. I have experiences in my life that I could point you to. I know other people who are absolutely huge in the music industry that seemed like they just came out of nowhere. It seemed like they were just this overnight success and just blew up. And I'm going to tell you, it didn't happen that way. There was many years before that. I would even say 20 years of just trial and error and writing before those successes took off. So you have to just go for it. I know you can do it. I'm going to hold you accountable. You hold me accountable, because this is something that I struggle with as well. I struggle with it all the time. And, I am on my own journey to break through it. I am just susceptible to that, evil force that is procrastination, and that is writer's block, and that is perfectionism. I am just as susceptible to it. I am no better than you. I need constant reminder, because I will fall into that trap time and time again. So I guess I just want to leave you with the encouragement that you can beat it. You can start today, and you can just start crafting the best songs you've ever crafted, and you just do it one day at a time. I just encourage you to do that. Grab a notebook, just keep writing, leave me a comment, check out that book, and I will see you in the next video.